This is homework helper for exercise 13.2. It says the following progressions incorporate the minor sixth chord and include a few guiding soprano scale degrees. So you are supposed to, at that point, after you figure out what the notes are, write it in SATB. It doesn't say that above there, but that's what's implied in these kinds of exercises. You just write that in so that we are clear on this issue. So you're going to put this in SATB, plus add the appropriate meter and rhythm, okay? So he says write the bass and then the soprano and then fill in the inner voices. Okay, so you know this from past experience that the first thing you do is put it in root position. Okay, so A minor. I'm not going to add the time values or anything at this point. I'm just going to write them all out in root position. A, C, E, one chord. Boom. Okay, the next element is 7 diminished 7. So A, go G sharp, that's scale degree 7. T, Re, Fa, La. Now, some of you guys kept forgetting in minor mode to raise the leading tone artificially. So you got it, G sharp is the leading tone. A natural minor would have a G natural, but we are looking for the harmonic version. T, do, because we're making harmony. So G sharp, B, D, F. Back to 1. A, C, E. Now, you can either go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to scale degree 6, or it's easier and more common to actually go down to it. Do, te, le. Okay, F, A, C. There you go, major 6. Okay, scale degree 4. D. All right, now we have the dominant chord, and it says 6/4 to 5/3. So we know the dominant is built off of scale degree 5. E. I'm going to build the 5/3 part of it. Up a third is G sharp. You remember to sharp your leading tone, and then a B. There's 5. 5/3. Now, what's up 6 in the key of A minor? It's a C, excuse me. It's a C. What's up before? A. Okay, so there's your 5 with a 6/4, moving to 5/3. Almost everybody messed that up on the final, so I'm hoping it's going to start making sense to you. It's a cadential 6/4 to 5/3. It's just a decoration. Excuse me. Say I pencil rolling around. It's just a decoration tacked on to the front of the dominant chord to emphasize it and bring it out. Okay. It could have gone just right to the 5, but it's more fun when it doesn't. There's a 6 and a 4 and a decoration of those beautiful suspensions. Now at this point, you can just leave the bass where it is, and then you write a soprano part to it. Let me take these guys out. And at this point, everybody's will be slightly different depending on how you choose to voice it. Well, that's the world's most icky circle. It's hard to write on this when it's not lying flat. I'm sitting at my piano right now, so it's sitting upright on the piano rack. Okay. But you get the idea. Now, when you're writing this out, remember that between the soprano and the bass, if you can use contrary motion, that would be the best. And it's also giving you a hint that you're supposed to start the soprano on scale degree 3. A, B, C, do, re, mi, and there it is. And that's such a beautiful C up there, but I'm going to have to erase it because it's not lined up with our A on the bottom. There we go. We'll fix the rhythm and all that later. Let's see. Now, how awful that sounded? Do you hear the leading tone, how it's awfully strong if I play it in both the right hand and the left, or in the bass clef and the soprano? So I've been writing this a lot on people's papers. Don't double the leading tone. The second thing you don't want to double is the third of the chord. So G, down here, G sharp, B, D, F. Those are the notes in root position. So you can leave out the fifth, but we don't want to double the B because that'll be too strong. So how about if I go up in the soprano instead to do some contrary motion? I'm going to go up to the D and then maybe back down to the C right there. Okay. Now, another thing I noticed on the exams is you guys are putting the tenor too low to the bass. It wants to stay up by soprano and alto. So instead of me putting that tenor part down here, let me play you what that sounds like. It's okay, but you're gonna like this one better when I move the tenors up here into their higher range where they actually love to be, as opposed to, okay, here's where it's up, here's where it's down. I can barely go that low. So you remember your soprano, alto, and tenor are like BFFs. They like to hang out together in a group, and the bass can do what it wants. It can be up high with them, or it can be down low by itself. But the tenor should be hanging higher up near the alto and not down by the bass. Okay, so now you tell me, from here, which way should it go? I think this can go up to E, up to F, and then back down right where it was, E, and the altos can go A, B, A, and this went opposite direction. And so the upper three voices are moving all together in the same direction, but the bass is going opposite. And that sounds really nice. Okay, so the chord tones of the one are A, C, E, and the six are F, A, C. Do you see how they share two common tones, A and C? So whatever has A and C, keep those common tones in the same place. This one down to the F. The tenors can go up to the F. They don't mind. They like to do that. Anytime you can give a tenor a chance to show off their range, they'll take it. Okay? Now, so far so good. The notes of the four chord are D, F, A. Oh, look at there. There's two tones. There's two tones in common with the sixth chord. So whoever has the F, leave them alone because you want to move to the next possible location. And now who has the A? Oh, look at that. And now we need a D. Well, D is the root of the chord, and it's always great to double the root. And see, as long as one voice stays stationary, the other three can move in similar motion up. Let's play what we have so far. I see a mistake on my part. It's not really a mistake, but it's better that this go down to the D. Now we're getting into kind of a low range for them. What I could do, because if we are writing for SATB, then that would not be something that your typical church bass could go that low. So let me just put it all up an octave. A, G sharp, and it still works. A, F, D. Okay, and then there we go. Scoot it over a little bit. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, that's very good voice writing. I fixed my mistake of having the bass too low in this case because it was venturing to have to leap down by a huge interval size, and that's not really cool if you don't have to do that. So if you can avoid it, this is better. Okay, now the 4 was DFA, and the 5, 6, 4 is E, A, C. So there's an A in common, right? So who has the A? The altos. Leave the altos on the A. And who's closest to C? I'm going to say that the sopranos are, so I'm going to move them down to C. And the tenors are on F, so we're going to move them just down 1 note to the E. And now let's just go ahead and finish the thing out. So the notes of this thing, the 5 in 5/3 inversion, in 5/3 motion would be E, G sharp, B. All right, so who's closest to E? Well, the tenors are on an E, so we're going to leave them where they are. Who's closest to G sharp? I'm going to say the altos are, so let's put the altos on the G sharp. And who's closest to B? The sopranos are, so we'll let them move down. So this is how you voice things. Okay, and now we need to voice the last chord, which is A, C, E. So look, there's a common tone, E to E. So we're going to leave those tenors right where they are for now and see if that works out well. Let me take that out for a minute. E. Now, the bass can either go up to the A in this case or down to the A, depending on what the composer or what you want to do. And it doesn't really matter. So just for fun, we'll do down this time. All right, now we're looking for somebody to play a C and an A. I have an idea. Let's do this instead. This was a good idea to put them on the E, but we need somebody who's kind of close to the C, and I want to end on Do in the soprano so I can make a PAC, a stronger cadence. Otherwise, I would have let the sopranos go back up to the C, but I'm choosing that I want a stronger cadence here. So now I'm going to juggle things around. Instead of going down to the A in the bass, I'm going to go up so that not all 4 voices will be going down, because this one right here is going to go down to E, and then I will put the tenors down to C. So that's why I changed the direction of the bass. That's very smooth writing. So pick your part, sing along with me. Ready, go. And I hope that you could see from the process that if you have a common tone when moving from chord to the next chord, keep it in the same voice as you can. Also remember the principles of the soprano, alto, and tenor, like the tenor liking to stay high in its range, up by the altos and sopranos, while the bass has a choice to move freely. And we saw, like on the direction that the bass moved, going from the penultimate chord to the last chord, that I changed my mind and had it go up instead of down, because I chose that I wanted to have a perfect authentic cadence, so I needed the soprano to move down to Do, and the voicing worked out that the upper 3 voices moved down, so my bass had to move up. Now at this point, you could add a time signature, and I'm feeling a 3 here for some reason. Let's experiment and see if 3/4 works okay. So what I'm going to do is change every other chord into like a quarter note, and like a half note quarter note pattern like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I had to change up the rhythm somewhere in the middle to make it work out okay. If you don't like that one, we could put it in 4/4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. In a rhythm that would work with the chords strategically placed on strong beats that need to be that way. Those are just 2 ideas of how that part could be done. Now your assignment is to do letter B and letter C. And I'm going to be looking carefully, very carefully, at your voice leading principles to see if you truly have moved to the next possible location in a tight formation as you can with the upper three voices. And you also like to leave, if you can, most of your notes on the staff with not too many ledger lines that go too high for sopranos or too low for basses. So good luck with this, and I'm looking forward to seeing your creative voicing masterpieces.